Okay, give me 1 second. I'll open the PPT. Today is 13.20. Let me check, Mataji. I think 23. Uh, 13.23. So, welcome. Who's there? Aditya Rajiv, Srinidhi Rajiv, Anshuta, Divyansh, and I'm not able to say one more. Rajeshwari Mataji. Okay. So let's start. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa Group's Madhava class. So we are going to start with prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay. Who wants to chant today? So we are going to chant 21 times. You see how this world is full of something or the other is happening, right? Always, somewhere or the other, there is so much miseries and strife and fighting and so many things. This is all due to the influence of what? Can anyone say why there are so many fightings and everywhere so many things are happening? Between different groups, between the same religions, different sects, between one country to another country, and there is pandemic going on. So all these are due to the influence of. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Mataji.
Aditya, what do you think?
Maybe Maya?
Okay. Maya is an energy of the Lord. Maya Devi is an energy of the Lord. Of course, she alludes, but she's there throughout all the times. But specifically, what is the yuga that's going on now?
Satya.
The present age is it Satya? The present yuga is what?
Kali Yuga.
Kali Yuga. Yes, because of the influence of Kali Yuga. Kali, what is the characteristic of Kali Yuga? Do you know? People are always
Quarrelsome.
quarrelsome. Very good. Even for a small thing, they are quarreling, right? And they're fighting, and so much intoxication, so much madness, mode of ignorance. All these things are there. So, so what's the solution for that?
Chanting the name of the Lord.
Chanting the names of the Lord, yes. So, especially to counteract the sinful nature of this Kali Yuga, to counteract that, we have to chant the holy names of the Lord. Okay, no other method is effective like this. So that's why praying for all the souls and to keep ourselves safe from the influence of Kali Yuga, let's chant the holy names of the Lord. So who is going to lead us? So one of you will be unmute.
I can, Mataji, if no one else wants to.
Aditya?
Yeah.
Yes, Aditya, go ahead. So everyone please chant along with Aditya on mute so that we can all be together. Put all your efforts and prayers. Yeah, you can start, Aditya.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Wonderful chanting, Aditya. That was so nice, clear. Every name you chanted very nicely. And it was
Thank you,
very easy
Mataji.
to meditate with you while chanting. So, yeah, please continue chanting. Let us not leave one day without chanting the holy names of the Lord. This is the only means of deliverance. Okay. So, we were in 13th chapter. Before going into today's shloka, which is 13.23, we will recite all the verses from the 13th chapter that we learned so far. What is the title of the chapter? 13th chapter?
I'm pretty sure it's like nature, enjoyer, consciousness.
Is that Aditya?
Yes, Mataji.
Very good. Yes. Thank you, Aditya. And thank you, Srilasya and Prahlad, for joining. So we are going to recite 13.8. So who wants to do that? So I'm not putting the shloka because basically I want you to memorize the shloka. Otherwise, you can look into your book and recite the shloka and the translation.
Okay,
13.
Mataji, I can try.
Yes, go ahead, Aditya.
I'll try to say by memory.
Good.
Amanitvam adambhitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam acharyopasanam saucham stairyam atma vinigraha.
Very good. Very good. Okay. 13.9.
Mataji, I think I can do it, even though some parts I may not know.
No problem. Go ahead, Divyansh.
Indriyatesu vairagyam anhankara evacha janujara vyadituka dosanudarsanam.
Very good. The third line goes like this. Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanudarshanam. Very good. Thank you, Divyansh. Okay. 13.10. Who wants to say 13.10? Prahlad, Srinidhi, Srilasya, yeah.
Mataji, I can do it again if.
Okay. Anyone wants to do, or can Aditya do? Okay, Aditya, go ahead.
अशक्तिर् अनभिष्वङ्ग पुत्रधार गृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्तत्वम् इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु.
Wonderful. That's very nice. Okay, who's going to do 10.11? Prahlad, can you do 13.11?
Okay, Mataji. Vai chananya yogena bhakti vyabhicharini vivikta desha se vitpam aratirtana samsadi.
Very good. Thank you, Prahlad. So 13.12. Who wants to do? Yes, go ahead.
Srinidhi.
Okay, so I don't really know this, but I'm gonna try it because I
No
wasn't there
problem.
for this class.
No problem.
Adhyatmanyana nityatvam tattva darshanam etad jnanam iti etad jnanam iti proktam ajnanam yatato nityaha.
Very good. Ajnanam yadato nyata. Good job, Srinidhi. So we did 13.12. And who can do the translation of this? So 13.8 to 12. What is Krishna saying in these verses?
He's describing all the good qualities.
Yes. Qualities that is actually shows one who is in knowledge. So if we don't have this quality, that means we are in ignorance. So that's what he says in 8.12. So who can read the translation?
I can, Mataji.
Yeah, go ahead.
Humility, pridelessness, nonviolence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest, even mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self realization, and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these I declare to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance. Right, Krishna?
Thank you, Rajiv. Aditya, Rajiv, that's so good. Thank you. Okay, so 13.15. Who can say that?
Can I do it, Mataji?
Yes, go ahead.
Sarvendriya gunabhasham sarvendriya vivarjitam asaktam sarva shaiva nirgunam gunacha
Bhoktracha.
bhoktacha.
Good job. Okay, so what's the translation of this?
The super soul is the original source of all senses, yet he is without senses. He is unattached, although he is the maintainer of all living beings. He transcends the modes of nature, and at the same time, he is the master of all the modes of material nature.
Very good. Okay, so we did 13.22 last time. I forgot to add in the slide. So what is that we did? 13.22, anyone? Purusha Prakritisto hi. 13.22, anyone knows?
I can.
Yeah, go ahead. This is 23. This is today's shloka, but the last week's shloka was 22.
Are you asking for the Sanskrit, Mataji?
Yeah, Sanskrit, yeah.
Okay. उपद्रष्टानुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वर परमा परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देहेऽस्मिन् पुरुषः परः.
Very good. So this is today's shloka, but I wanted you to say 13.22, the shloka before this.
Oh, I think I remember that, Mataji.
Purusha Prakritisto hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you say that?
Purusha prakrististo hi bhungte prakritijaan gunan karanam gunasangosya sad asad yoni janmasu.
Perfect. Very nice. So the translation is the living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil among various species. So we saw how material nature provides the necessary things for the living entity to either enjoy or suffer, but the living entity desires that. So that is why he is the one who's a cause of his suffering, and nature is the one who provides the instruments of suffering and enjoyment. Then 13.23, he talks about Paramatma or the super soul. Okay, now you repeat after me. Upadrashtanumanta cha
Upadrastanumantaa cha
Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha
Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha
Paramatmeti Chapyukto
Paramatmeti Chapyukto
Dehesmin Purusha Paraha.
Dehesmin Purushah Paraha.
Okay, anyone else wants to chant? Upadrashtanumanta cha
Upadashtanumantaa cha
Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha
Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha
Paramatmeti chapyukto
Paramatmeti chapyukto
Dehesmin Purusha Paraha.
Dehesmin Purusha Paraha.
Okay, once more. Upadrashtanumanta cha
Upadashtanumanta cha
Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha. Paramatmeti chapyukto Dehesmin Purusha Paraha.
Min Purusha Paraha.
Okay. So I'm going to ask the Sanskrit or English. You can say the answer. Paraha. What does paraha mean?
That's push. Oh, transcendental.
Very good. The supreme enjoyer.
Bhokta.
Good job. Indeed.
Api.
Everyone can answer. Master.
Bharta.
Good job. Also.
Iti. Iti.
Iti and also, yeah, it's also cha. Okay. Permitter.
Anumanta.
Enjoyer.
No. Purusha.
Purusha.
Good job. Overseer.
Upadashta.
Good job. Is said.
Ukta.
Uktaha. Okay. I think the super soul.
Paramatma.
Okay. The supreme lord.
Mahaishvaraha.
Okay. Now let's do the meaning line by line. Upadrashta numanta cha. What's the meaning of this? To overseer and also permitter, right?
Yeah.
Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha.
There's also the Master, the Supreme Enjoyer, and the Supreme Lord.
Very good. Paramatmeti chapyukto.
There's also the Super Soul.
Very good. Dehesmin Purusha Paraha.
In the body, Smin means we. This in the body, this enjoyer, this transcendental enjoyer.
Right. So this is transcendental enjoyer. Okay. Translation. Divyansh, can you read the translation?
Yeah, in the body, there is another transcendental enjoyer who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor, who exists as the overseer and permitter, and who is known as the super soul.
Very good. So can you count what are the qualities mentioned here about the super soul? Sorry, how many qualities? How many qualities of the super soul is mentioned here?
6.
Let's count. So can you count? What are the 6?
Upadrashta, Anumata, Bharta, Bhokta, not Maha, it is not Maha Ishwara Parama Atma, because those are like his real description, like
but
not
still,
like a characteristic.
But still, that's great. But Maha Ishwara is also a quality that he's a supreme Lord. Okay.
So it's 8.
Right. So he's a transcendental enjoyer who's the Lord, the supreme proprietor, who exists as overseer, permitter, and who's known as a super soul. So overseer, permitter, master, supreme enjoyer, the supreme Lord, and his transcendental enjoyer, right? So all these qualities refer to the soul or the super soul.
Super soul.
Super soul, yes. We should never mistake the soul for the super soul. There are many people who mistake that the soul is there and the super soul is there and we both are one. The super soul and the soul is one, and that's what is inhabiting this material body. But that's not true. Super soul, the individual soul, is finite enjoyer. What do you mean by finite enjoyer?
He won't enjoy infinitely.
Very good, Divyansh. Yes, he can't enjoy infinitely,
Are they
right?
talking about the soul in like normal humans or mortals?
Sorry?
Are they talking about the soul in humans?
Yes, it's a conditioned soul, not a liberated soul.
Why would it say supreme enjoyer then?
So these are the qualities of a super soul or Paramatma.
Oh, never mind. Okay, nice.
Right? This is the individual soul who is conditioned. So individual soul is a finite enjoyer, while the super soul is a supreme enjoyer. Okay, that means he can enjoy unlimitedly forever. There is nothing that's stopping him. He has unlimited energies. But individual soul doesn't have that. So that's the difference. And what's the second difference from this tabular column? Who can explain the second difference?
Like comparing the individual soul and super soul?
Yes.
It's the super soul is transcendental. While the individual soul is only conditioned to the different modes of nature.
Yes. So we are all conditioned either by goodness or passion or ignorance, while the super soul is completely transcendental. Okay. And here also it is said that he is a witness. But the individual soul is not the witness, because I can't see what you guys are doing there now, especially when you're not there in the video. I don't know what Sri Lasya is doing, what Prahalad is doing, Srinidhi is doing. I don't know that. But then who's watching?
Krishna.
Because he's a witness. He's a witness for everything that we are doing. Okay, overseer.
Individual souls cannot oversee events. They can't, I think it means predict the future.
Yeah, overseer also means that overall manage, take care of something that's going on properly, like the sun is rising and then the sun is setting, then the moon is rising, all these cosmic events. It is said that Brahma is saying that everything is happening on time because they're all afraid of the Lord. So that means an overseer. We are not overseer. We don't have any control. When a small virus comes, we don't know how it attacks. Why for some people there is no, they are able to pass out through that. But some people it becomes so serious, the coronavirus, we still are figuring out what is that, right? So that's why we are not the overseer, but Krishna, the super soul, is the overseer. And what do you mean by permitter?
The one who allows for everything?
Yes, the one who allows things to happen. If he doesn't permit, then we can't do it. We cannot do it. There are 5 actions. So only if Krishna permits, it can be done. Otherwise, it cannot be done. We cannot do it on our own. So he is the permitter, but we are not the permitter. We seek permission, but we are not the person to permit someone or even our own selves. Many things I thought that, okay, I will do this. But do you think that all you think you thought you will do, were you able to do? In your experience, I'm asking, is there something that is there anyone who's here to say that I have been able to do whatever I planned for or I thought I should do? Is there anyone here like that?
No, Mataji.
No, except
Srila,
Krishna.
Srilasya,
Yes, Mataji.
so what do you think? Did you get to do everything, whatever you wanted to or you planned for?
No.
No, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you all have this experience. Sometimes, you wanted to go out somewhere and then purchase some things. And your mom and dad also said, yes, I will take you. But suddenly it started raining so hard or something else happened that you were not able to go, right? So we are not the permitter and we seek permission. And if the super soul doesn't allow that, it will not happen. And then maintainer. In super soul is maintainer, but the individual soul is sustained. Bhukta and Bhokta. But Bhokta is maintainer. He is the one who's maintaining everything. The material world, the spiritual world, each and every species, how everything is going. The super soul is maintainer. But who's who's maintained? We are all maintained by the super soul. So, right? So that is the difference. So is it true that the individual soul is equal to the super soul? Or is it true that the individual soul and the super soul are one? Can anyone answer? Prahlad?
Yes, Mataji?
Did you get the question?
No.
Is the individual soul and the super soul are one or different? Are the same?
Different. They're different because the super soul is Krishna and the individual soul is like individual soul and he's like an enjoyer.
Yes, the individual soul is a part and parcel of Krishna, servant of Krishna. Okay.
I want to add one more thing, Mataji, about the super soul.
Yes, Aditya.
The super soul's in us for guidance because anything we do, the super soul is always the one that's looking out for us, and it's always like the internal light. Like whenever we have like a problem on something, the super soul is the one that like answers that question for us in our mind.
Wonderful. You're very right. You're coming to the point. The next slide. Thank you. So how are Atma and Paramatma related? Srilasya, can you read this?
Okay, Mataji. Wait, should I read this, Mataji?
Yeah.
Okay. The Lord is always eager to take
Sorry. I'm sorry.
this one.
No, not this one. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Go ahead, Sheilas. I'm sorry.
The Lord is always eager to take him back to the spiritual energy, but due to his minute independence, the individual entity is continually rejecting the association of spiritual light. This misuse of independence is the cause of its material strife and in the conditioned nature.
Yes. Did you understand this, Srilasya?
Yes, Mataji.
So can you explain a little bit?
It means that Krishna is like always eager to take the person back to spiritual energy, but like if the person is like rejecting the association of spiritual light, um Krishna like causes him like material problems.
Wonderful, Shrilasya. Very good. Perfect. Right? So as she said, the Lord is always eager to take us. But if we don't want to come, then how can he take? So we are the ones who are rejecting the Lord, and we misuse our independence, because the Lord will not force us to come. It's our choice. So because of that misuse of independence, there is material strife or struggle is caused. It is like this example. There are two birds. You see, what is this bird doing? Can anyone say what this bird is doing?
It
It's
looks
like resting on the tree,
Yeah, he's resting on the tree, and this bird is also
preparing to fly.
ready to fly. Yeah, always like wanting to do something. Yes, that's one thing. And then one other thing, what do you see he's looking for?
Watching for something, watching over his devotees. Oh,
No,
he's
no,
looking at the berries. He's looking at the berries.
yeah, basically he's eating the berries. You see one berry in his beak. So this bird is eating the berries in this branch. So after eating one berry, he goes to the others one, and then he eats this, he eats this. After everything is done, he goes to the next branch, and then he continues to eat berries. But sometimes when he eats the berries, some berries are very sweet, but some berries are sour, some are even bitter. But once he bit into it, he eats it. So this bird represents this individual soul, like all of us. And this branch represents one body or one life. So when we are in one branch or one life, then we go on eating the fruits. The fruits represent the results of our activities in the past. Not that all the time we did good activities. So sometimes we did good and we got good reaction. And many times we did bad also, so we got bad reaction. So the fruits that are good, tasty and sweet, they are compared to the reactions of good actions, which are good. Like, for example, you get a good health, good education, and you're born in a very, in a family where there is no shortage of money, and whatever toys you want, you get. Whatever dresses you want, you get. So all the materialistic needs are fulfilled. And then some berries are sour or bitter. That's because if you have caused some bad action to someone, then we suffer the reaction. Maybe some mind is not always having some problem, or you're something or the other that is causing sorrow. The body is not functioning properly, or there is a problem in the family, there is fighting. So something to worry about, right? So that is the fruit that is sour or bitter. Then what happens after this is done? After eating the fruits completely in this branch, then this bird goes to the next branch. Just like we finish one term of activities in this life, in this body, then we move to the other body, the next body, the next branch. But throughout there is a friend. This bird is a watching bird. Who is this watching bird?
That is the
Super soul.
Super soul. Very good. The super soul is watching when this individual soul will turn his face towards me, so I can take him with me back to Godhead. But if we don't turn our face towards Krishna at all, how can you take? So what we do, we finish our activities in this branch, then we go to the next branch. Then we go to the next branch, then we go to the next branch. You can imagine this tree, how many branches it has. We keep on going from one branch to another branch to another branch. Everywhere the super soul accompanies us in every form of life. But if we don't look at him or take his instructions, then we continue our material life. But once we look at him and take his instructions, then we go to the spiritual life. Who wants to go to the spiritual world?
Me.
Right. So what you should do then?
Be a devotee and try
Yes.
not to commit any sins.
Wonderful. Basically, follow the instructions of Krishna, right? So let's see how these instructions are shared. Who can read the slide? Shaurya?
Yes, Mataji.
Do you want to read this?
Yes, Mataji. The Lord, therefore, is always giving instruction from within and without. From without, he gives instructions as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, and from within, he tries to convince the living entity that his activities in the material field are not conducive to real happiness.
Wow, you see that? So from within, who's speaking to us? Like Aditya said. So suppose you read in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Yajnashishta shinasanto muchyante sarva kilbishai bhunjate te tvagam papa ye pachantyatma karanat. Who knows the shloka's translation?
I don't remember, Mataji.
Okay, I give you a clue. This is in the 3rd chapter.
Yeah, I don't remember. I wasn't in the class in 3rd chapter.
Okay, so this shloka, Yajnashishta shinashanto, Krishna says that if a person who is eating prasad or food that is offered for sacrifice is relieved from all the sins. Other than that, whoever is eating the food which is cooked for himself is verily eating sin. Suppose you go outside and then for a birthday party of your friends and they're not devotees, but they have a beautifully decorated cake. It had so much pearls and colored whipping cream in it, and it has a beautiful frosting, and it has nice things to eat. But then you ask them, "Oh, is this cake with egg? Made with egg?" Then they say, "Yes, we ordered it outside, and it's made with egg." And then the cake is so tempting. But you read in Bhagavad Gita that we have to eat prasadam, the things that is offered to the Lord. Now, when your senses say, go, eat it, nobody's going to see. It's only one time. It's okay. Let's eat this time. From the next time, I will not eat it. So it's attracting. The cake is like a magnet, and you're like an iron pulling. But then at that time, you read in Bhagavad Gita that if we eat something that is not offered to Krishna, it is verily eating sin. That thing comes up. Because you read in Bhagavad Gita, and then from inside, Paramatma gives the remembrance. Oh, did you forget what you read in Bhagavad Gita? It may be so tempting and inviting, but it has the unborn embryo of a chicken. So that means basically that the chicken is not given a chance to survive and it's killed. And then we are eating that. So we might, we also have to take the reaction of killing the embryo of the chicken. So all these things are from Paramatma, he says. So then now what you'll do? There are two options. Now you can listen to it and then you can say, okay, I'm not going to eat it, however tempting it is, because it is not offered to Krishna, it is not prasadam. The second thing is, because it is so much, the senses are so strong, and it's been long since you took the cake, you decide to eat it. So what is the result of the two actions? Can someone explain? What will be the result of the first person? He decides not to eat, but the second person, he decides to eat.
The first person, he won't commit a sin, and the second person will be committing the sin, and that could go in his record that the God keeps about him.
Very good, right? So there is a witness, and everything what we did is recorded, and we ourselves will be surprised. Oh my God, I did this much. I didn't even think I did so much. We'll be surprised when we see our record. So this is how Krishna helps. By reading Bhagavad Gita from outside, we understand what is right and what is wrong. Then from inside as Paramatma, he makes us remember at the right time, but we have to make a choice. It's like this. A pilot is flying a plane, right? But all the instructions of how to fly the flight and how to make them, how to do everything, he has read, he has studied for so long to be a pilot, so many 3-4 years, and then he's practiced again and again, and there are instructions that are given on the ground. But then finally, can someone fly the plane for him? No, he's a pilot.
No, he has to do it by himself.
Yes, Anshu, good job. He has to do it by himself. The others can only help him, give him instructions, but it's totally up to him whether he's going to listen and do or not. Like that way, all of us, we are like flying a one-person flight. There is only the pilot in our flight. Nobody else is there. So when we are acting, when we are going about in the daily life, it is in our hands, whether we are practicing or not. But if we are practicing, if we are sincere, if we are loyal to the instructions of Bhagavad Gita and the Paramatma, then we'll be saved. If we are not, then again we'll take another birth, and then again we'll take another birth until we listen to Paramatma. Okay, so that's what the shloka is. Who can recite the shloka again?
I can, Mataji.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's a valid point. Na?
उपद्रष्टानुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वर परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देहेऽस्मिन् पुरुषः पर.
Very good. Thank you, Aditya. Srinidhi, can you read the translation?
Okay, yes. In this body, there is another, a transcendental enjoyer, who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor, who exists as an overseer and permitter, and who is known as a super soul. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. So we saw how the individual soul can never be the same as a super soul. They're always different. We saw so many reasons why. And then as a super soul, the Lord always wants us to take us back. But if we are always engaged in our actions and reactions, and if we don't turn to look at the Lord, it's very hard for us to go out of this tree of material existence. But once we decide, then we listen. Krishna sends instructions in Bhagavad Gita, and also as Paramatma, he helps us remember at the right time. But ultimately, we have to make the choice. We have to see whether we are able to listen to him or not. Okay, so that's all for today. Do you have any questions? What did you understand in this? Can anyone say one point what you understood, or one point from what you heard today?
We compared the super soul and the normal human being.
Very good. So super soul has a reason why it's called a super soul and we are the normal soul, right? Okay, good job. Srinidhi, yes. What did you learn today?
Today I learned that Krishna is always watching what we're doing, and when we pretend that nobody's watching us, there is actually Krishna watching us. And yeah, Krishna.
Wonderful, yes. So if Krishna is watching us, we better be careful, right? We don't do anything. Yes, Srilasya.
I learned that Krishna won't take us back to Godhead if we don't want to go.
Very good, Srilasya. So Krishna will not force us if we don't want to, right? So we have to want to go to Krishna. Okay, and anybody else wants to share any other point? So that's why it's important that we chant because we want to chant. Because my mom was forcing me, oh my God, I have to chant. It's not like that. So we know that chanting is good for us and I want to do it. So if we do it in that mood, then we'll be very dear to the Lord. Okay, anything else? Prahlad, what did you learn today? Can you share one point?
I learned that the super soul, that he accompanies you everywhere, and he accompanies you everywhere.
Yes, Prahlad, yes. I learned, you learned that super soul is accompanying with us always, all the time, in all species of life. See how much love the super soul has got on the individual soul. Why he should accompany, right? Because he loves us. Okay. Okay, thank you all very much. So I don't have the Kahoot this time. I'm sorry, I was late. So let's see again next class. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you all very
Thank you,
much.
Mataji.
Vacha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha
Thank you, Mataji.
patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Bye, Mataji.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Maybe you can end the call.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you. Yeah, we ended, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.